It's that Olympic level wrestling. That's why it's so fascinating to see like guys like Bo Nickal and
you bet I'm getting that belt, and I'm gonna be the pound for pound #1 fighter by the time my career's done.
Welcome back to our channel, fight fans. In late 2002, the MMA world started erupting with a name, but this name wasn't a legend of the sport, nor was it a seasoned veteran making a comeback. Instead, it was a name fresh to the professional fighting scene, a name that carried with it the promise of something new, something exciting. This name was Bo Nickal. Before we dive into the story of Bo Nickal, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. Hailing from the wrestling powerhouse of Pennsylvania State University, Nickal was already a well-known figure in the college wrestling world.
Look at the finish, and he does! Nickal!
But as he transitioned to the MMA scene, he brought with him a fresh wave of anticipation and excitement. Here was a fighter who was not just a former collegiate wrestler, but a 3-time NCAA Division I national champion and a 3-time Big Ten Conference champion. His reputation preceded him, and the MMA world was buzzing with anticipation.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, as an Olympic champ, as a 2-division champion, like, I don't even want to say prospect no more. I think it's just pending whenever this guy actually becomes champion.
From his early days in Allen, Texas, where he was a high school wrestling prodigy, to his stellar collegiate career at Penn State, and now rapidly growing in his career in the UFC, Nickal has already been a force to be reckoned with. His wrestling pedigree is unquestionable. As a Nitty Lion, he was part of one of the most dominant wrestling teams in NCAA history.
He gets past 45 for 2.
His coach, Cael Sanderson, a former Olympic gold medalist, has been instrumental in shaping Nickal's wrestling prowess and his transition to MMA. But what sets Nickal apart is his ability to adapt his wrestling skills to the octagon. His high-risk, high-reward style of wrestling translates perfectly into his MMA fights, at least until now. Let's hope it continues. Bo is not afraid to take chances, to go for the big moves, the ones that gets the crowd on their feet. His fights are never boring, and he always leaves everything in the octagon. His striking is also improving with each fight. He's been working with some of the best striking coaches in the business, and it shows. His punches are crisp, his kicks getting more powerful, and his timing is impeccable. He's a complete fighter, and he's only getting better. Wrestling career. Before we delve deeper into Bo Nickal's burgeoning MMA career, it's crucial to take a step back and appreciate the wrestling roots that have shaped this extraordinary athlete. His wrestling journey is not just a prelude to his MMA career, it's an integral part of who he is as a fighter. Born and raised in Allen, Texas, Nickal's wrestling journey began at a young age, as natural talent was evident early on, and it wasn't long before he was making waves in the high school wrestling scene. But it was at Pennsylvania State University that Nickal truly came into his own. As a Nitty Lion, Nickal was a force to be reckoned with. Under the guidance of Coach Cael Sanderson, an Olympic gold medalist and one of the most respected figures in collegiate wrestling, Nickal honed his skills and developed his unique high-risk style. His time at Penn State was marked by a string of impressive victories and accolades. He was a 3-time NCAA Division I national champion and a 3-time Big Ten Conference champion, a testament to his dominance on the mat. But perhaps the most prestigious honor came in 2019, when Nickal was awarded with the Dan Hodge Trophy, an award given to the nation's most outstanding collegiate wrestler. This award, often referred to as the Heisman Trophy of wrestling, was a recognition of Nickal's exceptional talent and his contribution to the sport. Nickal's wrestling career was also marked by his incredible pinning ability. He was a 2-time Chalice Award winner, an award given to the nation's best pinner. His ability to pin his opponents, often in spectacular fashion, was a testament to his aggressive, high-risk style.
Potentially! Oh, looking for a fall!
Supermatch versus Gordon Ryan. Bo Nickal is no stranger to taking on the best of the best. In a memorial showdown at Third Coast Grappling 3, he faced off against ADCC champion and no-gi specialist Gordon Ryan in a match that would test his ground game. The rules were tweaked to balance the scales between BJJ and wrestling, creating a unique challenge. The match began with Ryan executing a series of scissor leg sweep attacks, earning him 2 points. Nickal, however, was quick to respond. He dodged Ryan's leg sweeps and, in a thrilling moment, took Ryan down with spectacular freestyle wrestling move, trying to score. But Ryan proved to be a formidable opponent on the ground. Well, to be expected, wasn't it? Despite the modified rules, he managed to secure a triangle choke, leading to a submission victory.
I think that's it. Wow, that's a
Despite the outcome, Nickal's performance was a clear indication that he has what it takes to roll with the best. He stepped onto the mat with one of the best grapplers in the world, and he held his own, showcasing the skills and determination that make him a rising star in the UFC. MMA career. In late 2019, Bo Nickal took a significant step toward his MMA career by signing a management deal with First Round Management. This wasn't just a transition into a new sport, it was a big, bold leap into a whole new arena. He even partnered with Dan Lambert to open a new American Top Team facility in Pennsylvania, marking his commitment to the sport. Nickal's amateur MMA debut was a spectacle to behold. He faced Dan Conley and won with an arm triangle choke submission, all in the first round. His next fight was even more impressive, with Nickal delivering a one-punch knockout over Billy Good. His professional debut came at Jorge Masvidal's Icon FC event, where he faced John Nolan. True to form, Nickal ended the fight in less than a minute into the Nickal then entered Dana White's Contender Series, where he continued his streak of first-round finishes. He faced Zachary Borrego and won with a rear naked choke submission. His next opponent, Donovan Beard, was also dispatched in the first round via a triangle choke. These performances were so impressive that they earned Nickal his first UFC contract. His UFC debut came against Jamie Pickett at UFC 285. Despite a rescheduling due to an injury when the fight finally happened, Nickal didn't disappoint. He won the fight via an arm triangle choke submission in the first round, earning him upcoming fight. Bo Nickal's next challenge is set, and it's a big one. He's scheduled to face Tresean Gore, a UFC middleweight with raw potential and a hunger to prove himself, at UFC 290 on July 8, 2023. Gore, also known as Mr. Vicious, made his professional MMA debut in 2018 and quickly made a name for himself. He won his first 3 fights, 2 of them with first-round finishes, and was invited to compete on The Ultimate Fighter Season 29. Despite being somewhat underestimated due to his lack of experience, Gore won his regular season fights and advanced to the finals. However, a knee injury forced him to withdraw, and he had to watch from the sidelines as Brian Battle won the UFC contract. He went on to secure 2 wins and a loss later on. Now Gore is set to face Bo Nickal, the biggest prospect in MMA. Despite showing some holes in his game, Gore has the potential to evolve into a UFC mainstay. This fight will be a test for both fighters. For Nickal, it's a chance to prove that he can hold his own against a seasoned UFC fighter, and for Gore, it's an opportunity to show that he can take on the best and come out on top. That's all for today's deep dive into Bo Nickal's career. If you enjoy the video and you want to see more content like this, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Remember, every subscription gets us one step closer.